Hi, and welcome to this presentation. The lecture I saw, it was about genomes and DNA sequencing from the MIT. And it was really interesting because I'm related to these topics because of my career. And I don't know why, but I really like the topics about DNA. And in this time, I saw this lecture about the genome. So I put the next slide to put you like in context about what is a genome. And it's like this. So a genome is the sum of all genetic material in an individual, and it provides all information about the organism and directs all vital processes. So I know the image is not the best, it's kind of blurry, but in the left image, you can see a cell. You can imagine it's mm, there are lots of types of cells, but in the center, you can see a kind of worms, those are the chromosomes. And the chromosomes have the, let's say, ability to compact all the DNA, all of our genetic material, and it's very compact. If we could like extend all of our DNA, it would feel like a soccer ball place. It's that long. So I mean, for a cell to do that, to compact our genetic material into something really, really small. I mean, you can see it in the microscope, but I mean, it's still really, really like small. So I mean, for me, it's really interesting, and it's like wow, like cells and all of our body is something amazing. Also, as you can read in there, the human genome includes coding regions of the DNA, some genes, and non-coding regions of the DNA. It's like saying some parts of the DNA are active and others are like sleeping. So it's related to that. And also, our genome or our genetic material is present in the nucleus and also in the mitochondria. So this is really interesting for me, and the professor that was giving the lecture, it was really pedagogic. He knew how to explain this, even though he was using a chalkboard, and also he was using slides like the one that I'm using. So for me, it was really interesting, and also, with the vocabulary, he was using really like not very formal vocabulary because I could understand really well, but he was using some phrases, and to explain a little bit more of the genome because I really like this topic. Here are the chromosomes, and this is our genome. Okay, this is our human genome because for example, chickens or other animals or even plants have their different genome. And it's not that old that the discovery of the human genome because it was a project that was developed in the 1990s. And I remember that I read a book when I was in my first year of college related to that, related to the story of how that project started. And then it finished with the an accomplishment, like a big accomplishment. And now we can have this that you can see there, like our human genome with 23 base pairs of chromosomes. And as you can see here, here was the part that I was talking about. I mean, the chromosome is composed by the DNA, and the DNA is composed by genes. But there are going to be some genes that are going to be like active or asleep. And the genes that are going to be active are the ones that, like, let's say they give instructions to make like proteins, to make enzymes, to make everything that our metabolism needs. So if these genes that are active got like they broke or they break or they got damaged, something wrong can happen in the metabolism. Something like diabetes is sometimes related to the genes, and also other other sicknesses, also like cancer or any other sickness are related to the genes. But something interesting, and that was kind of a like another lecture, is that the genes that are asleep are the ones that kind of have the information of our ancient past. It's like you have information uh, from your past, but your like your family is related to your family. But the thing is that the scientists, I mean, they are trying to figure out what is that information doing in there, because it's just I mean, it's there just because, and it's like why is not eliminated, why is not used. So I mean, it's just there. So it's something like we were talking with a classmate, and it says maybe it's like the five state of the matrix or the mass. Yeah, let's say like five states of the material, because it's like this can be like information, like what is in there, what is in those genes, what is happening there, what are they used for. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting topic. And also the project of the human genome, I mean, it took a few years, but I mean, they made it. And the process is kind of complicated because it involves heat, it involves cold, and it involves well, in the past years they used not a lot of technological or very like impressive materials to do this process. But right now, I mean, you can have your whole genome maybe in a day or two, because I mean, it's a lot of information to process, and all of the process is slow, but it's easy. And if you are very careful, you're going to have your whole genome. And that was the lecture about. I mean, for me, it's something interesting because I'm always interested in topics that are related to the DNA, because it's something not new, but it's something that is improving. There are some process to cut the DNA and then replace it for something new. I mean, if you're sick and you cut these genes and then you insert another one, you're going to feel better, or even like genomic treatment. Yeah, I mean, this topic is really interesting. Like this branch of the science is improving, so it's something important and something really nice for me. So I hope you kind of understand my lecture, and I hope you enjoy like the topic the same way as I enjoy it. And I hope you have a wonderful day. So see you in the next lecture. Bye.